What's up, guys? Welcome to week number 2 of RollPlay R&D in the Dungeon World universe. My name's JP McDaniel, joined by the rest of the cast. That is, of course, Day 9, Steve Lumpkin, djWHEAT, and Luperza, a.k.a. Perfect Storm, a.k.a. Maggie, which is probably what everyone will be saying. Short stream this week. It's only 2 hours long. We're not going to take a break because of that here on Twitch. On YouTube, it should be in 4 parts. Why am I hearing beeps? Is that from week?
It's Roll20.
That's from Roll20.
Oh my god, why is Roll20 making... Stop it. Stop it. Stop that fucking clicking. It's not even supposed to do that. There. No more beeps. What's up? Steve, any... I'm trying to recall last session.
Yeah.
We camped, and that was where we stopped, correct?
Yeah. So you were in this tower, and we had like a pretty quick start where we just heard about our characters and figured out a little bit of background about things. And actually, this is the second time I've done this. I didn't ask you guys enough questions in our first session of Dungeon World, so I'm going to start off today by asking you guys a whole bunch of questions.
Oh my god. Okay, let's do this.
Are you ready, Sean?
Dude. Yes.
It's going to be good. So, first of all, I just wanted to really quick cover like the way I like to run a game like this and how I like to give my players information. So what I like to do is when you enter a room and when you look at a scene, I like to describe what you see at a glance. And then pretty much any of those things, you could say, what about this? Tell me more about that. And you know, if it's a small thing, I might say, well, are you going to go over to it? And you might say, whoa, no, wait, tell me about that rug on the floor first. Up to you, depending on how dangerous you think that rug is. But and then, of course, if you want to discern realities, that's going to take like a set piece of time, probably something like 5 minutes for a 10-foot by 10-foot square. Think of it like that. When you discern realities, you're picking a certain thing to really focus on and examine. And that's also true of find traps. That's probably like a 10-minute per 10-foot square type thing. So, you know, if you enter a 50-foot room and I say there's a statue and a mural on the wall and an altar that's burning, then you could say any of those things, tell me more about it. I want to examine any of those things and get more information or look for traps, that sort of thing. Generally, I'm never going to kill you without warning you first.
That's good.
So,
would you like to save before moving on? Yeah.
Would you like to die?
Yeah. Yeah. Is it time for death? So for things like when we entered the entryway last time and there was dust on the ground, that was to a certain extent an indicator that there was something a little bit amiss. And you could have said, well, what about the dust? Is there something strange going on here? And the slickness of the stairs as well. So we'll see how good I am at throwing these things in your way, and whether or not you can catch up with them. So yeah, let's start with a couple of questions while we're camping in the central room of this tower that we came in. So last time we were in the Beholder's Eye Mountains, doing a little bit of exploring, looking for this death trap dungeon that we want to go pillage, and we found a ruined tower. And there was like some dead trees outside and some frost. And we got inside, narrowly avoiding a stone trap from the ceiling. Fought a weird bat creature inside who was perched in a silver tree.
Was it Batman? Who was the bat creature?
Dude, remember Lady Amsel? Oh, sweet.
Yes, swinging with the staff.
Terrible.
And she like never takes any damage with that.
It's true. She's really
More like Lady Gamble, man. Just yeah. The battle.
And then like a trap door burst open and 2 terrifying frozen undead came crawling up out of it, and you guys had a fierce battle with them before finishing them off. Went down into the underground chamber where there was a mural of some frost-covered lady holding a dagger and a feather. And then you basically came upstairs and said, well, some of us are nearly dead, a.k.a. Duncan is nearly dead, and we need to take a rest. So you've been camping, and
we had some people level up as well, if I remember.
Yeah, so who leveled up last time?
I know Amsel did. I think Sean did, and me and Maggie did
yes.
not. But we're
I didn't get any XP other than
Amsel and
the
Fink. Interestingly, like someone on Reddit was asking, hey, like, don't you get XP really quickly for like failing so much? And I asked that on the Dungeon World Google Plus group. And the responses were, well, you know, eventually, probably around level 4, you've sort of boosted your stats to the point where you're only rolling on good stats. You're not failing nearly as much. And they actually had like a breakdown of the percentage chance of failure at each bonus. And so like you get good enough and you divide rolls through your group good enough that people aren't necessarily failing nearly as much. And then most of the XP you gain comes from the end of session stuff. So I thought that was really cool. Anyway, so first of all, like, what have you guys heard about the dungeon that you guys are seeking? What do people in this area call it? What's the name of this place?
Isn't this the
All right, guys, let me pause the stream. I'm going to go load up the VOD from last week.
No, but isn't this the Spire area that we're in right now?
Oh,
right?
this is the tower that you're currently in, but I'm wondering about the end goal. You know, the place that Catharist, the Great Worm, used to make his stomping grounds. That's what you guys are sort of chasing after. And just to clarify for people who might be listening, we don't know the name of the dungeon at this point in time. And that's the way these like Apocalypse World hacks work. They're very free-flowing. People, players can, we can all interject stuff pretty much at any point in the process. So if the story feels like it's sort of growing very organically, it's because it is. So Maggie, have you heard anything about this dungeon other than, let's see, I'll read back to you what we found out last time. It was a dungeon that was used by the Great Worm Catharist in a long forgotten era. There is an alternate entrance to it that is cunningly hidden. Fink got a warning from Garand against the fallibility of the weak. You also learned that there is a great treasure inside locked away with a great evil. Yes.
Wait, that was this? I thought that was the bigger dungeon.
That's the bigger dungeon.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm pretty sure, Steve, that's not this dungeon.
He wants to know the end goal, which is like we're getting the heart of Catharist in order to get into the other area, right?
Yeah. Sean is totally typing stuff in chat, and it's great.
I know.
A field of towers known as the failed Kerbal Space Program rockets.
Yeah.
Only yours. Only yours. You were terrible at that game. I couldn't.
But I like this idea that maybe the tower that you're in is a part of this. Do you guys find that intriguing?
I do. Yeah, maybe there's like a portal at the end or something like that.
Yeah, so like a series of towers, which I think we can work with.
Are connected. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I like this first name that you threw out, Sean, but I'm going to modify it slightly. Dolan's Spires?
I like that.
I like it too.
Sean had originally suggested Dolan's Pencils. Or is it, in fact, spelled correctly, Sean? Pentacles.
Pentacles.
Oh, man, Pentacles.
That's
with the ducks being like...
Yeah.
It's the end of every one of those comics. Dolan Spires. Well, the thing is that now our lore world's becoming a little sillier.
Okay.
Because, like, I actually cannot tell if we have a silly narrative world or we're trying to take it seriously. Because, I mean, JP's
I think it's a combination of both, Sean.
Yeah.
I think we can,
Yep,
I mean,
sure.
you can have some funny elements, but still be pretty fairly serious, you know?
Willie's Willie. Okay.
I mean, we had, you know, the Talladega Nights thing for our last season, and it was a little silly, but we took it, you know, semi-seriously.
In the universe, these things are serious. But part of the fun is role-playing is, like, having fun outside of the universe, too, right? So, yeah, Dolan's Spires. Okay, cool.
Dolan.
Think. With regards to gods, you were worshipping Garand, the god of hidden things and secrets, right?
Yes, and of knowledge that
Yeah.
via virtue and strength in combat is the greatest honor that one can achieve.
That's a good combination of hidden secrets and knowledge and then virtue and strength in combat.
You're worthy of knowing things if you can beat others up.
Absolutely. You also know of Ont the Languishing, and he is the god of drink and medicinal preparations.
I do?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
ONT.
I thought you meant like OWNT, like OWNT.
That's what I heard too.
Ah!
I drank and then I got owned.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I saw the visions of owned.
Think, do you know of any other gods?
There's Sperry, the god of repair and fixing and curing of ailments, both mechanical and flesh-wise.
God of fixing and mending.
Nice.
Cool.
Sperry is his name. I named him after the gyroscope.
Who is Garand's primary enemy?
Ooh.
It's Arteezy.
Let's call it. I need a neat name. Someone help me out. I need a name for a god. I have a quality, but I need a name.
What's the quality?
What's the god?
The quality is the god of equality. The god.
That's
of
who his
equal.
enemy is?
Of course, yes, because not all are deserving of knowledge and truth.
Absolutely.
It is
You
important
can't
for
have secrets if everything is equal.
And the weak are fallible. You cannot put your trust in those who aren't worthy. You cannot give great power to those who are not worthy.
If you want to appease the roleplay crew, or crowd, I guess you could say, you name him Raekwon.
Raekwon, the god of equality.
But that's up to you.
Let's call him Divot, the god of equality.
Divot.
There you go.
Divot.
Equality.
I've thought about Raekwon. No, Divot.
I considered it
We're
long
going to go the
and hard.
complete
That's-
opposite direction.
That's his last name. His full name is Biv Divot.
Cool. So,
This is going to be a good session.
Lady
Say it
Ansel,
right away.
Yes.
what?
Yes.
So you passed through this town called Jeowyn, and you've been in the Beholder's Eye Mountains for long enough.
J-O-N.
Jalen.
What horror stories do people in town tell each other? Like, myths and legends. I'm talking about besides the cat ghouls who steal babies and leave bundles of twigs in their place.
Oh, those aren't that dangerous.
Okay.
They're
What else-
quite
what else do they
friendly, actually. Well, really, the most horrific stories that the town talks about has to do with a series of werewolves and perhaps lycanthropes that invade the town and cause all sorts of problems. However, I understand that they chase the women and try to breed with them in order to, who knows, create perhaps a new breed of lycanthropes.
Did you
And
watch Underworld or
full-
something?
Yeah, I was thinking.
Is that
The only people who can
I
fight
don't
them
watch
must
that
don
shit.
latex pants
Well, then-
and wield guns.
No.
You've
not-
never watched Underworld before? Oh man.
It's actually pretty good.
watch
You
it.
should watch it.
Yeah.
Only the first one, though. Anyway.
It's-
Do not watch
It's definitely
the second
entertaining.
one.
Or the third one. The third one's
You
just
made
the
a
worst.
third one. Jesus. This is
Okay.
like a sequel to Transmorphers. Sorry, go on.
Duncan, you've been through the Blades or the Beholder's Eye Mountains before, right?
Yeah, of course. I gotta pass through these to go north.
Yeah, absolutely. Other than the paths away from the main pass, other than that, those paths get pretty maze-like, and that they're sparsely inhabited by various groups of creatures, intelligent and not. What do you know about the Beholder's Eye Mountains?
In the sense of what lives here, or just in general?
Anything that comes to mind.
There's a race of mysterious flying squirrels that actually inhabit the forest.
Are these intelligent flying squirrels?
Yeah, they're actually really, really crazy powerful and have like really high decks, so they're really good archers. But they suck when it comes to like melee combat. So they always try to like be stealthy and be up in the trees and try to get the surprise on whoever's in the forest. But they're good-hearted creatures. They only go against evil things.
Okay.
And they're kind of like what everyone knows about the forest upon entering them. So if you have
Cool.
like ill thoughts or whatever, you gotta be careful of the flying squirrels, man.
Yeah. And
Do they speak?
Yeah, they sound like everyone thinks they would have like really high pitched voices, but they actually have really low pitched voices, and no one knows why.
Ooh.
Sounds intriguing.
I'm gonna go dig up a nut.
Exactly.
Oh my god. Okay.
Winter is coming.
Bell. Lobelia. What? So when you guys wanted to pass further north and you were turned back because you didn't have the heart of Cathrist, and the blackguards at the gate, they made you swear an oath ritual in order to gain passage, so that to bind you into this quest. What was that like? Was there actually magic involved, or did they just like ask you to like spit in your hand and shake on it, or what?
Okay, yeah. They did some kind of really weird ritual, and it left a mark around my wrist that kind of looks like one of like those tribal tattoos. So it kind of looks like that, but it definitely looks magical, and it's like the Tron lights, like that, except for it's purple and blue, and it kind of spirals.
Okay, cool. So you're like the oath keeper for this group.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I must bring back the heart.
What was involved in that ritual? What did they do?
Said lots of weird stuff while I stood there in the middle of this circle. It was like it's kind of like a teleportation circle, but it wasn't. I don't know what it was, because I'm, I know things about magic because I want to know more, but I don't know really everything. So I'm kind of dumb, and I was just like, yeah, I'll do it.
Right on. All right, cool. That gives us a lot of good stuff. So here you are in this chamber. It's about 50 feet across. There's a large silver tree in the middle with a trap door. You shoved a branch under a root and through the ring on top of the trap door leading down. And the stairs all turned into a slope and tumbled you down them. But there is a spiral staircase around the edge of the room that leads upwards. So what would you like to do?
I want to look at the stairs, and are they still slopey?
They're still sloped.
What about healing?
Hang on.
Because I'm at 7 of 19. I think everyone else is full, so they don't really care, but I actually do.
I wasn't, but...
So when you rest, this is actually the make camp. If you have enough XP, you may level up, which 2 of us did. When you wake from at least a few hours of uninterrupted hours of sleep, heal damage equal to half your max HP. So you guys managed to take a nap through most of the afternoon. Those of you who are hurt heal half your max HP.
Do we round up or do we round down?
Round down.
Okay.
What?
I know.
That's across the board, though, from here on out.
Yep. Cool. So, Fink, are you like examining these stairs while the rest are sort of waking themselves up? Do you want to discern realities?
I literally was going to say precisely that.
All right. So let's see. I think that's a wisdom roll. I'm just checking out the handout here with the basic moves. Discern realities plus your whiz. Yeah.
Dude, I have the sickest whiz right now.
Yeah, you need to discern reality a lot, because I think you're the only whiz person in our group. I was just talking with Steven about this before, because I was just wondering what's up. And I'll try to do all the trap stuff.
Oh my Jesus! What? We just started. What the fuck?
Hey, Sean, you get some XP.
Yes.
So basically what happened is I woke up, I had my Staff of Garen, I'm like scratching my eye with the little blue sapphire at the end, and I look over and I'm like, what's with the stairs? And then I got hit by a meteor or something. I don't know how this game works.
The bat came back to life and just goes, and starts attacking you.
No, one of those flying squirrels smacked you.
Yeah, you hear a low rumble from a tree. Shoot the dwarf.
Exactly.
Hang on.
This game.
He's conspiring against us.
Yep, he's talking with his cohorts.
Yeah, he's like, how should I kill them?
He's just got a horde of nerds that he captured. He's like, what shall I
Guys,
kill
what
them
should I
with?"
do? Oh, Steve, you gotta kill them right now.
Dude, it's so funny because if you think back to episode 1, Stephen was like, Dungeon World is just one of my favorite ever things. And I'm the DM now, and wow, is it great when you roll under a 6? You like pull out a Rolodex of hatred and like pull cards out, throw them at us.
Yeah. So, Sean, or Fink, rather,
Fink
you're
Sanderson.
examining these stairs.
Yeah.
And you notice inset back in between two of the stones that make up the stairs, you see like a little shiny flash, as of like maybe gold or silver or a jewel.
Oh, and of course, I said to everyone, I think I've seen something. And I confidently stride over with my short little feet.
Okay.
So
I mean,
since
you're right there. You're basically right next to it.
Well,
It still takes them like 30 minutes to walk there. We're all just
I've been
like,
experiencing lag like Counter-Strike, and I'm walking at the wall.
Awesome. So,
He's getting his morning workout in. Okay.
do you guys
yeah,
do you guys pay attention to him saying this?
yeah, totally.
Are we all awake now? Because we
Yeah.
were okay.
Yeah, it's
What
the
okay.
evening.
All right. I'm gonna watch
yes.
him walk over there then.
Yeah, we're all just watching this. We're all just kind of
Yes.
like eating our food and watching.
Okay, Fink,
The
what do
shot's
you
like,
do?
"Wait!"
You're right next to it, and you're peering into this crack, and you think you see like a tiny ruby lodged back in the cracks between these stones.
So, given that I've already rolled a detrimental roll, I know that what I do is I look back and I say, I see a ruby in these cracks. I see some device, and I stick my finger in it.
Yes. All right, you poke the ruby with your finger,
And you die.
I'm
Wall
assuming
parts.
I'm assuming that you are trying to like pull it out.
Yeah, I'm picking at it.
Yeah. Well, you start picking at the ruby, and you feel it roll into your hand, and it drops to the floor in front of you, and it makes a little tink, 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 and it lands right between your feet. What do you do?
Oh, I reach down, I pick
Yeah.
it up, and I hold it up to light.
Oh,
It's
not
pouring-
quite. Not quite, unfortunately. As soon as you grab it, like it starts ballooning and expanding, and it's almost like made out of like putty or something like that. It just starts like it's like a marshmallow that's expanding, and like it's really stuck to your hand. What are you gonna do, Fink? It just keeps expanding. It's marshmallow.
I see this happening, and I just poke it with my rapier, Steven.
Okay. You stick your rapier into it, and your rapier gets stuck. And you have a hard time pulling your rapier
I
out.
take my hand off, like, guys, I have no
I'm
idea
gonna
what
look
to
at
do.
Ansel and just be like,
Amzel, I think this is in your territory. What the fuck?
I have no idea what this is. Stick it to the tree. Fink.
It's stuck to the ground.
tree.
It's stuck to the
Oh.
ground, and to Fink, it's like it's beginning to envelop Fink's waist now.
Well, let's pull him out.
Okay.
okay.
I go and grab
try to
Fink
help
and start
him.
pulling on him, yeah.
All right. So which one of you is doing the primary pulling?
I'm doing the primary pulling.
Okay. All right. The two others of you are aiding.
Oh, I'm
I'll
just
aid him,
standing
'cause I'm
back
not
and
as strong.
encouraging them.
He's just like,
Okay, Lady Amsel is cheering on in the background, while Lobelia, you're aiding Duncan. So, Lobelia, roll plus your bond with Duncan.
Which is +0, right? Or when you say
Let's
roll
see.
plus bond, what is?
Yeah, what
do
is
So
I-
the
do we
number
do
of
slash
bond
roll
is-
plus bond and it just works, or?
I have a
No,
bond
no.
with you.
If you don't have a bond with him, then it's +0.
I
Oh,
do
okay.
have so,
She has 1 with me.
yeah, I'm just checking to make sure I don't have more than one. Yeah, I have one with you. No,
Okay.
I have two because you have a running secret with me and you know an incriminating detail about me.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
So this is gonna be good aiding. All right. And what was it? 2D
2d6 plus 2.
All right. Well, let me just put this in here.
Uh-oh.
All right. Let's see what happens.
Oh, God.
All right.
How can you bond with
So
him
you can-
averagely
you
when
can-
can't look at spirits?
You can give him a +1 or a -2, your choice.
Why would I give him a -2?
Yeah, in case you wanted to interfere. Yeah,
I
so
want I want him
you
to
give him a
lose.
+1,
Plus one.
And on a 7 to 9, which you rolled, you also expose yourself to danger, retribution, or cost. So you're standing there like right next to Duncan, who's pulling on Fink, and you feel this material begin expanding over your foot. Duncan, would you roll your
Strength.
Defy Danger plus Strength?
Oh, what's the Defy Danger roll? Hold on.
It's just 2d6 plus Strength. You're basically trying to
Okay, so I'm rolling 2d6 plus 4 because I roll plus 2 already with Strength. Is that accurate?
No, it's plus 3.
Oh, okay.
Because you get plus 1 from the aid.
Gotcha. 2d6 plus 3.
Yep.
15, nailed it.
Oh my
Wow.
God! Look at that roll. All right, Duncan, you managed to like pull Fink out of this stuff, and it makes this wet. And fortunately, you're also able, since you just had this heroic feat of strength, you're also able to grab Belle and just like yoink her out of it as well. It makes it much lighter and softer. So this gooey, reddish, like pulsating substance expands a little bit and then sort of like starts collapsing down, and your rapier is still stuck in it, but as it collapses, it leaves the rapier behind and just leaves like a residue of like dried red, crusty grossness on your rapier.
Okay. I wipe it off after I grab it, but yeah.
Fink, this tower is filled with tons of magical energies and items, and you simply cannot go around and just poke things like that. Did you see what just happened to Duncan? Next time, use more caution.
Yeah, did you see what just happened to me, Fink? And I'm just like staring at him.
I
high five Duncan.
I sit and
high-five
feel
back.
a little embarrassed and ask the dungeon master, don't I take damage since I rolled a 5? Doesn't
No,
sound...
Not necessarily.
Oh, well,
No.
okay.
When you fail a roll, you don't necessarily take damage. It's kind of my way of doing a number of things. There are sort of options that I have that all come from the rule book, and what just happened was one of them. So hang on, let's talk about that rapier really quick.
Okay.
It is a precise weapon.
Yeah.
It rewards careful strikes. You use dexterity when hack and slashing with your rapier instead of strength.
Right.
It is also 1 piercing. It goes right through armor. When you deal damage with 1 piercing, you subtract 1 from the enemy's armor for the purposes of that attack.
Okay.
And then, Belle, thrown weapons. You throw it at someone to hurt them. If you volley with this weapon, you can't choose to mark off ammo on a 7 to 9. Once you throw it, it's gone until you can recover it. So you actually literally have 3 daggers, and you can throw them until you can recover them.
Okay.
So we forgot both of those rules last time. That's my
All
bad.
right. Well, that's what I asked you. Remember before? I was
Yes.
saying like, do I have to go pick up the dagger? And you were like, no.
Yeah, I know. It's because of the ammo
You
system.
lied to me.
Reverted.
I lied.
You got to get the dagger.
All right, cool. I'll just make
Yes.
sure I pick them up every time.
But you have all 3 of your daggers. You didn't lose
Okay.
any in the battle.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cool. All right. So you're sitting here. You notice, Fink, as a result of pulling that ruby out of the wall, which strangely like is now rolling rapidly back up the surface of the wall and embedding itself back in that crack. As a result of pulling that out, the stairs clicked and slapped back to stairs, and they are no longer a slope.
Well, at least of some use to us. And I confidently stand back off, shake off my red little cheeks, and begin to make my way up the stairs.
Wait!
Yeah.
Wait!
Oh.
Yes. Yes.
I-
High five, Lady Amsel. High five, Lady Lobelia.
I thought we were going to go into the basement before we went into the tower.
I look confusedly back at Amsel and say, but we literally just came back up here because before we went to bed you said we were going up. You said that the thing...
No.
Wait! I'm very confused.
Kill each other.
You said that
Fight
in
about it.
at the top of this spire that I think was called something like one of Dolan's pencils or his spires, that there was the key we needed to defeat the great evil at the bottom of this dungeon.
While they're arguing, I'm sitting Indian style, like watching.
Okay.
Or perhaps you are mistaken and it is the other way around.